Hello everyone and welcome to the TFH Legend Car E-Series. It's not your typical round here for today. We're here for the Australian title here at the Bend West Circuit. We're not a part of the championship calendar, but we're here just for a one-off spin-off round, and there is a great prize pool ready for whoever wins here at the Bend. We'll get some race info up for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the Bend Motorsport Park using the West Circuit, which is the smaller configuration of the track. It is a 3.36k long track. Temperature is 22 degrees right now, 66% humidity and overcast for the cloud cover. Also, a chance of rain maybe for the feature, which depends on how quick we get through tonight's racing. So right now, as we're looking at the practice results, it's Sebastian Vandel who is on the top spot by nearly 1.5 tenths over Ruben Dan. Ruben Dan has made a comeback here at the Legend Car E-Series, now sponsored by TFH. Also, I just see in the thing there, Ty Seville has had a little bit of a DQ on his own. I'll quickly give him that so he can get back on track. He might have accidentally went the wrong way. Go back to the most exciting. But I'm going to bring up on our little overlays here the prizes that we have for tonight's racing. So the prize is up for grabs. It's first place gets a whopping $200, proudly presented by our sponsors TFH Hire. Second place $50, and then third place $25, but in iRacing credits, so you can buy either a car or track, whatever you want on the game. And also we have a different format for tonight's racing, which is going to shake up the field a bit. So right now, nearly rounding out our 30-minute practice session, we're going to have a 10-minute quali, but you only get 2 laps to get a lap in, and it's a lone quali, so everyone's going to be by themselves with no one on the track, as we see a little bit of a mingle in the practice session. Heat 1 is going to be 8 laps at the top 15 advancing, but we don't have 30 cars on the grid, so we're going to split the field in half and go across 2 heats, which will determine our grid for the feature race with the 30 cars that we may have, but I think we have 26 so far. It'll be a 20-minute feature and an all-out dash to see who can win that $200, as everyone's doing doughies after the checkered flag here, getting ready and prepared for the quali session ahead. And Joshua Beno, just saw in the background there, looked like he was about to hit that wall. I'm joined by no one in the commentary box today. It's a lone commentary once again for me. Got our race control Chase Tippett on the scene for any incidents that are going to be happening. Also, our safety car of Cohen Palmer, who now has a beautiful new livery that we'll be able to see if any safety cars get called out so far. And now we'll head to, oh no, not our race info, to our races now. As Sebastian Vandel is the first one on the track right now, and we will be going on board with his first lap with him. Just make sure you guys keep your eye on the left of the timing tower to see who will go where for this qualifying. And I believe for the grid, it's going to be odds and evens for our heat races coming up. So in heat 1, I believe it might be the odds. So first, then third, then fifth. It goes down to whoever is in near last or wherever. And also we have a lot of brand new people here today for the racing ahead, especially Sebastian Vandel, who is really quick in the V8 supercars. I believe he's doing the V8 Pros this season. I don't know if he is. I'll have to check with that soon. But he's a really quick sim racer, and in the Legend cars, he is rapid. Also, we got Scott Andruski. Hopefully, I said that right. I believe he's not on the track just yet. Got Daniel Cox, who is a livery designer for a league known as ASR for Automobilista. He's a newcomer to the grid, and he's got a beautiful livery that we can quickly cut to right now that he's made on his own. A nice little Legend car livery here. Probably even the best looking on the grid, but you'll be able to see many other liveries that will be on the track today. Jonathan Harris is a newcomer too. Ruben Dan, as we said, he's back. Paul Rogers has some past sim experiences as well and racing in real life. And I believe in the practice session he was in the top 3, so he's a quick one to watch out for. Tim Reed, who's also participating in the Legend Cars Australia IRL, is here today in the number 6 machine. Quickly look through the field again. Brandon Mannon, he's also here for today. Ty Seville, Team OCE driver. very quick out there in the GT3s, and Mark Heppel and late entry Cody Metcalf, who was actually in the VC before, as we've seen him going off the track. But we'll go back to Sebastian Vandel, as he's the first one ahead of everyone. And he's rounding these last couple of corners. Well, not really. He's going through turn 8, and then he'll go into turn 9 and 10. Grabbing a beautiful camera shot here of his beautiful red and black livery, the number 4 machine. Where can he put it? Because he is the first one out there. He's got a purple first sector. Ruben Dan, who's second out there, has got a green. Purple again for Sebastian, heading through the last couple of corners. There's another purple sector there. Ruben Dan actually grabs it, but I don't know who grabbed the first one. Can't see any on our live timing. But heading through the last corner of turn number 12 on this short circuit, the West Circuit, Sebastian Vandel, he's going to set the benchmarker here for the first lap time on the board. Where can he put the number 4 machine on the leaderboard? It's a 131 flat so far. Ruben Dando's coming across the line, and will he go to the top? Yes, he will. That's very close between the top 2 so far already. And waiting for everyone else to cross. Ethan Johnson 6/10 off. Ollie Stevens crosses the line. He goes in the 3rd. Luke Walden up in the 5th. Daniel Cox is in 8th. But everyone's starting to appear on the timing tower now. We see everyone crossing. We're on board now with Drew Gibson. I don't know if he got a lap in just there. I don't think he did. Paul Rogers, though, is on a great lap. Need to find him on my little live timing here. Well, he's already jumped to the top now. It's a 30.8 by himself out there, who does really well to get into first place by over 1.5 tenths. That's a great gap to have going into our odds, well, our evens, no, odds first race for Heat 1, which will only be 8 laps. So it's going to be a short sprint, which will determine our grid for the feature race today to win that cash prize. Seeing on our live timing, everyone getting across. Jonathan Harris moves up the 13th. Fraser Clegg out there, who won the first race at Laguna Seca in the main game championship, and Riley Skinner. No, it was Fraser Clegg who won the first one, and then Riley Skinner who won the second one. Heading through the first corner right now, Fraser Clegg on for a lap, but Ruben Dan also is on for another purple lap. Joseph Parkinson on for 2 green. Sebastian Vandel's on to improve again. This is his last lap when he comes across the line. Joseph Parkinson will get his lap in. Across the line they go. Joseph Parkinson the 8th. Sebastian Vandel goes the first so far, but where can Ruben Dan put it? He's got a purple sector, but the last sector didn't look that great. He did improve, but he couldn't go anywhere better, and it's so close between the top 3 right now. Under 1/10 the gap is between everyone. Everyone starting to cross the line now. Daniel Cox goes up to 15th. Drew Gibson up to 12th. Just watching everyone cross the line now. Here comes Josh Thomas around the last corner. Where can he put the legend car here? The number 3 across the line with our little wall cam here. Look at them go down the main straight. Where can it go? Don't see him on the leaderboard. Maybe he got an off track. I don't know. But he is in 15th. I don't know if he did improve or not. Everyone's still crossing now. Ty Seville on 2 greens. Fraser Clegg as well, who's actually ahead of him on the track right now. Just trying to find Fraser Clegg. Where can you put the number 37, the Kiwi-inspired livery with the Warriors on the front? He crosses the line and he goes up to 4th place. Ty Seville goes up to 9th as well. And Joshua Benno at the last second there goes up to 4th place. Riley Skinner now coming out of the last corner. Where can he put the number 94 machine? No, he's slowing down before the line, so that's him out of it. So he's in 6th place. Sebastian Vandel right now still on the pole position. Scott Andriski or whatever. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he's coming out of turn number 11 to come across the line soon. Cooper Friend behind him on his lap. And through the last corner, here comes Scott to come across the line. It is going to be 25th for Scott. Cody Metcalf, who was our late entry, on for another lap. A little bit drifty out of turn number 11. I think he picked up maybe an off track there. It looked like he clipped the dirt, but I don't know if it would have been an off track through the last corner. Oh, drifting it through there. It's not a drift car, it's a race car. He comes across the line to do a 133.6, which puts him up to 24th. So we've got 26 cars on our grid. And the only people who haven't set a lap is Ryan Taborski, but he will be back later because he's doing work-related things so far. So he's going to miss out, but then be back for the feature race.
What?
Well, taking a sip of water. There's our race control chase to it, making sure everyone's ready to race. But so far, our results are looking like so far is Sebastian Vandel is our pole sitter for the odds race, and then Paul Rogers will be second or first for the evens race. But we'll see the grids when we get into the racing properly. But right now, Sebastian Vandel, Paul Rogers, and Ruben Dan, your top three in this quali, and it's only under a tenth between the top three. It is insane stuff we're seeing here. A very competitive field. The top 15 only separated by basically a second. So when it comes to racing, we are going to see some great racing. Fraser Clegg looks like he's still on a lap, actually. I don't know if he's actually got his laps completed. No, that's him gone. So quali has ended. We'll just have to wait so we can get our grid for the next, or for our first race. Here we go, first 15 in the race. Sebastian Vandel with a beautiful picture there. Bit young in that photo. But here's Heat 1's grid for today, and it's Sebastian Vandel who lines up on first position in the odds race for Heat 1, and it's Ruben Den who lines up alongside in second place. Fraser Clegg will start third position, Ollie Stevens in fourth, Ty Seville in fifth, Joseph Parkinson in sixth place, doing well there. He's a reoccurring figure in this Legend Car E-Series sponsored by TFH Hire. George Miles in seventh place, only a second off the pace, doing well there. Jacob Higgins in eighth, Daniel Cox in ninth, Cooper Friend in 10th, Tim Reed in 11th place, and then Brandon Madden, who's in 12th, and we go down through the rest of our grid. Cody Metcalf is in 13th, and then Ryan Taborski in 14th, who isn't participating in this race, and Colin Palmer, who is our safety car, is in this heat. So the next heat will not have him, but we'll have the in-game safety car to use. Waiting to get underway here at the bend for the Aussie title, just to get our first race underway. So 15 drivers on this grid for the first race of 8 laps. So we're going to have a long night tonight. Colin Palmer in the background there. He'll get off the grid soon. He's just making sure everyone's ready, or he might sit behind with them, which is what we saw in Monza, where he sits at the back. But the rolling start has commenced. And Chase Tippett, our race control, just giving some wise words there, going on the green, not going before it, or you will get a jump start penalty. Ben West Circuit, a beautiful piece of art here in South Australia. Beautiful track. Raced on. I've raced on this track IRL. It's one of my favourite tracks. Art race control, giving those wise words there for everyone. Sebastian Vandel and Ruben Dan on that front row. Can they pull away from a hard charging Kiwi of Fraser Clegg? He is quick in these little machines, these legend cars. He loves the low grip cars. He's got, well, right now he's in the lead of the main gang championship. Got a couple wins under the belt. Ollie Stevens, though, he's actually got his new pedals now, so he's here ready for racing, and he's showing the pace already with those new pedals. Only being probably in quali, I think he was a 3 tenths off, but the slipstream's going to keep him in it, and where will he make the moves to try get himself a win here at the Aussie title in our first heat, the odds race? Everyone warming up those tyres, making sure they're at optimal temperature, and we're going to go racing soon. The safety car at the back, making sure if any crashes happen, he's there on the scene to get the safety car ready. Heading through turn number 11, we are going to get racing soon. The safety car in front will peel to the pit lane. Sebastian Vandel will hold the pace. And I believe for the feature race, the grid starting positions will be race times. So we'll just have to see. Sebastian Vandel is holding that pace, and we're going to wait to the green light to go. Waiting. And it's green flag racing, and we're racing here at the bend. It looks like Sebastian Vandel's got a great start, but he's pulling straight across to the outside to give Ruben Dan some toe. Ollie Stevens, though, right behind Fraser Clegg, maybe giving him a bit of a bump draft down this main straight. Into the first corner we go of heat number 1. To the inside, maybe Ruben Dan, no. But here comes Fraser Clegg right around the outside. He's going to get the move done maybe on Ruben Dan straight away. Yes, he does. That's a beautiful move from the Kiwi of Fraser Clegg. Gets the move done. And now he's already up in the second place. So beautiful stuff there. Ollie Stevens getting a little bit out of shape coming out of turn number 3. And our top 3 pulling away a little bit there. And Ollie Stevens side by side with Jacob Higgins. But here comes Ty Seville to the inside. Ollie Stevens runs wide. We're heading back to the leaders because here comes Ruben Dan around the outside of Fraser Clegg into the very tight hairpin, and he maybe gets the move done. It looks like he does. Maybe no. Fraser Clegg is back on the inside. A lot of battling going out behind, and I think Ollie Stevens has spun in the background. The Wonder Bread car of Cooper Friend is actually up in the 4th place now. 6 places up from 10th on the grid, and Brandon Madden is up in the 5th. 7 spots up too, so they're doing well, trying to get some great positions for the feature race. Sebastian Vandel pulling a little bit of a gap there. Jacob Higgins is on a great battle here. It's Ty Seville and Brandon Madden into turn number 11. So a great start from everyone. A little bit of contact between them, and Ollie Stevens on the back foot, but he's getting that slipstream to come back at them. Rounding the last corner now, and it's Sebastian Vandel who leads our first lap and is leading us on to the second lap of our 8-lap feature race. Well, not feature race, heat 1 of the odds. And safety car peeling back into the pit lane behind. And here comes Ruben Dan to the inside. Here comes Fraser Clegg. We're going to make it pretty wide down the T1. Will Sebastian Vandel try hold it around the outside or wait? No, he will wait maybe. Not on Fraser Clegg though. Right around the outside. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can. Beautiful move. And we see in the background, look at the congestion over the curb. That is Ty Seville using all the curb. Now to the outside. He has the high line. But can he get the run coming out? Or loses the rear a little bit and gets shoved off the track? But he will try rejoin, but now it's very wide. Ollie Stevens spins in the background. It's very wide heading into turn number 5. Who can get it done? It is Ty, and there's contact between the two. Jacob Higgins and Ty Seville, they make contact, and Ty's out in the boonies. And now we see Sebastian Vandel's down the inside of Fraser Clegg. Cooper Friend hanging on a little bit behind there. Joseph Parkinson up into 5th place. Maybe he's battling with Brandon. Side-by-side action. Can he get the move done? Maybe. No, he can't. He loses the spot now to George Miles, who got a bit of a poor run out of there. Heading back to the leaders, it's Ruben Dan still leading away. He got the overtake done into the first corner. Now he's got Sebastian Vandel right on the rear. And Fraser Clegg looking for his moves, or will he play it smart? He's a very smart driver out there. He always waits for the moves to happen and then capitalizes on it. As I see in the background, that's Brandon and George Miles had contact. He rejoins a little bit dangerously. No, keeps it. Very close then. Oh, a bit of a bump drafting between Sebastian and Ruben. It looked like it didn't work out as well. And here comes Sebastian to the inside, down the main straight. Fraser Clegg bump drafting to try and get through on Ruben Dan as well. But will he look for a move on Sebastian into the first corner? No. He'll wait it out. But here comes Ruben Dan. Gets the switch back around the outside of Fraser Clegg. He'll have the inside heading into turn number 3. Can he get the move done? Looks like he's locking up all fours into there. But it is still side by side between the two. Who's going to give it up? I don't think anyone's going to give it up because Fraser Clegg's going to hold it to the inside for turn number 5. Still side by side heading into our tight hairpin of turn number 6 where we head onto the West Circuit. They're still side by side, the two, and it looks like it's Ruben Dan who gets into second once again. But here comes Fraser Clegg to the inside now. Once again, no. Has to wait it out. But now they've lost 7/10 to Sebastian. But they'll be able to keep it all clean. And look at this battle. Oh, I've said that. That's Cody Metcalf spun right around. A bit of a shunt there for Ty, who goes into the back, and they keep on going. Ty Seville got a bit of damage there. That is a meatball, I believe, from him. Yes, that car, he's pulling over. I believe we should have a safety car soon, maybe. I said that, and safety cars come straight out. I think the safety car will come out in a second. The pace will start slowing down, maybe. I believe everyone will start slowing down now. Yes, our safety car has come out. This is the first time. Say. Race control just making sure everyone is ready and raring to go. 4 laps into this race, and we've already got our first safety car, the TFH inspired safety car from the actual TA2 livery from real life. Having a look at Cohen Palmer right now, our safety car driver. The yellow and black iconic colours. Everyone asking if there is a safety car. I believe to our race control. Everyone's starting to slow down now. Sebastian Vandel, who has the whole shot. Top 3 haven't changed positions now so far. That safety car coming out. Well, they're making sure they get everything fixed. I don't even know how I can turn my radio off in the game, which sucks. Unless I just quickly... Sorry guys for this, I'm just going to disconnect it from my... Nah, it should be fine. It's fine hearing them. Well, while the safety car's out, let's go have a look at the crash that happened with Ty Seville, which caused the safety car. Playing from the replay here. Coming out of turn number 7 with the rejoin there, and he's up in the air, which dislodges that right front, which is wobbling a bit there on your screen, and then clips Brandon a little bit there, trying to pull over to get off, but it's probably a bit hard to turn with that meatball on the car. Pulls over and brings it back to the pits. That was a major shunt there for Ty. Quickly go back and have a look at it properly. Seeing the rejoin from the cars ahead. I believe it might have been Cody Metcalf in that. Yeah, so Cody Metcalf spun. Jacob Higgins had nowhere to go. And Ty Seville in the background, an innocent bystander. You see Jacob turning to the left, trying to get out of it. And then there comes Ty up in the air, nearly rolling it, but lands back down with that meatball in hands and had to pull over. Getting back to leaders, I didn't even see. We're actually going green flag running now. So Ruben Dan's actually got back to the lead. I didn't even know we were actually going racing. Sorry for that. But we've still got 3 laps of racing. And here comes Cooper French straight away to the inside. Down the inside of 2 people. Can he get the move done? Locks up the rears, but that's a beautiful move from Cooper, but gets switched back by Sebastian. And Sebastian's back up through into 2nd place, and Cooper Friend in 3rd. So Cooper Friend pulling out some pace here now. And here comes George Miles down the inside of Fraser Clegg. George Miles has got some pace here to show too. And now he's down the inside of Fraser Clegg. But they're still side by side, the 2. And Fraser Clegg, can he hold it on George Miles? He's losing so many positions here on the race restart into the turn number 11. Can't get it done. And now he has to try maybe work together with Cooper Friend. George Miles blinking out a little bit there. He's gone from our screens. But he's back now. Through the last corner now. It loses the rear a bit. Here comes Fraser Clegg. Now he's going to try bump draft Cooper Friend. They need to try catch back up to the leaders, which I don't think they'll be able to do. And it's Ruben Den and Sebastian who are going to be trying to pull away. I see in the background that's Timmy Reed pulling out to the inside, but pulls back into the slipstream. Fraser Clegg and Cooper Friend bump drafting it out down this main straight. But Fraser Clegg's now to the inside. Can he get the move done into the first corner here at the bend? Yes, he can. Cooper just lets that one go and might just try to follow Fraser Clegg up back to the leaders. Ollie Stevens, though, after having that spin earlier in the race, he's actually made his way back up to 6th place. Good on him in the M&M's car. Ty Seville is still in the pit lane. I think he's going to be sitting it out for this race. Joseph Parkinson's down the inside. Timmy Reed into turn number 5. Can he get the move done as I'm watching Cooper Friend and Fraser Clegg down side by side into the tight hairpin of turn number 6? Who's going to get it? It's nearly 3 wide heading into there. 3 wide in the background even between Cody Metcalf, Timmy Reed and Joseph Parkinson. Joseph Parkinson gets the move done. Here comes Jacob Higgins to the inside of Timmy Reed. Maybe a bit of a slide job there. No contact though. And they keep it nice. And evens as I say that. And there's Cody Metcalf once again spun around. Fraser Clegg and Cooper Friend though having their battles out there to determine the grid for the feature race. And there's Cooper Friend to the inside. I think he knows that they're not going to catch the front. So now he just wants to battle it out for a podium position. As I see in the distance there, it's Ruben Dan in the lead and Sebastian Van Del. But they need just to play it smart. It's not all in it for Heat 1. And out of the last corner and down the main straight. See in the background, Jacob Higgins runs a little bit wide there, rejoins back onto the track. Just a bit of an off excursion there. And down the main straight, Cooper Friend is to the inside. Fraser Clegg trying to get the side draft back to the outside into T1. Can you get the move done around the outside? No, Cooper Friend balks it nicely, and Fraser goes over the top, doing a bit of a wheelie there, and loses a bit of time to Cooper Friend, but not any positions as, George Miles, a bit of a slide job back on the inside of Ollie Stevens as he spun on his own now, and Ollie Stevens is up in the 5th place. Heading through turn number 5, it's been an exciting race so far. Next lap will be our last lap, heading down into turn number 6. And it looks like Ollie Stevens is under pressure now by Joseph Parkinson. Joseph Parkinson showing some pace here. Bit of a rough start for him in the race. He's actually gone up no positions. He hasn't gone down any position, so he's just battling it out now just for some position. Just for basically spots for the feature race. Just making sure he can make it a great starting position in there. See in the background, Fraser Clegg is already back onto the rear of Cooper Friend. He's going to go to the outside into T11. Can he get the move done? No. Will he get a switch back? No. Cooper Friend tries to balk it on the apex, but Fraser goes straight around the outside, says thank you very much. But the slipstream for Cooper Friend is going to keep him in it for another move down the main straight. Out of the last corner, Cooper Friend runs a little bit wide. White flags in the air. Joseph is really squirrely over the curbs there. And down the main straight, as I see Ruben Dan and Sebastian Vandel, these two are in it for the win now, for their starting positions in the feature race. This could help them a lot when it comes to winning that prize pool. Into the first corner, side by side, they're very close, nearly contact between the two, locking wheels. Ruben Dan backs out of it. Fraser Clegg goes around the outside of Cooper Friend. And now Cooper's going to go to the outside into turn number 3. And I see Joseph Parkinson locking the rears a bit into there, but can he keep it on Ollie Stevens? Yes, he can. So right now he's in 5th spot. Slipstream will bring him back though. Sebastian Vandel and Ruben Dan. Defensive to the inside, Sebastian is. Can Ruben try around the outside into turn number 6? Trying to go right around the outside. Can he get it done? This would be an astonishing move if he can. I don't think he can. Blinks out a little bit there. And Sebastian's back into first. You see in the background Cooper Friend and Fraser Clegg still going at it. Can Cooper send a bit of a lunge into turn number 8? No, he cannot. He'll sit and maybe wait for the last 2 corners. Heading through the left-right chicane, which will lead us on down to the last 2 corners. See in the distance if we can cut to it. No, not battling. But it looks like Sebastian Vandel just trying to keep the lead. Heading down into the last corner. Those two will go now. Joseph Parkinson's to the inside. Ollie Stevens can't get it done. Ruben Dan all over the curbs. That's Sebastian Vandel, who's going to take your win in heat number 1 in the odds race. Fraser Clegg is really wide out of the last corner, but won't lose that 3rd place. Ruben Dan will finish 2nd. Ollie Stevens trying to break the toe across the line, and it's Ollie Stevens who finishes in 5th. Joseph Parkinson in 6th. Jacob Higgins in 7th. Daniel Cox in 8th. Timmy Reed in 9th. George Miles 10th, who had that spin. Cody Metcalf in 11th spot. Brandon in 12th. And Ty Seville will finish down at the back after that whole race, after having that bad rejoin from Jacob. And that is it for race number 1, heat 1 of the odds grid. Now we're heading towards our next race. Oh, my grid is not even working. Oh, that sucks. Heading to everyone there. See if it works now. Here we go. Now this is the evens race. A beautiful helmet design there from Paul Rogers on his little screen down there. Just quickly try and make sure everything is good. Which it is. Here we go. Let's head to our grid. Paul Rogers, 75 sim spots. He starts on the pole position. It will be Joshua Benner who lines up on 2nd spot here in the evens race. And is Riley Skinner in 3rd. James Brett in 4th. James Brett, a very quick driver in the Legend Cars here. Jackson Whitehead, a really good starting position here for him in 5th spot. Ethan Johnson will start in 6th. Drew Gibson in 7th. Joshua Thomas in 8th. Mark Heppel in 9th. Luke Walden in 10th. Jonathan Harris in 11th. Scott Andriski, hopefully I said that one right this time, will start in 12th spot. And to round out our grid, it will be, if it's not going, but on our live timing, it's Gary Grant who is in 13th spot. As we're going for our rolling start here for heat number 2, the evens race. And you see a lot of different faces here, like Paul Rogers on the pole position now. No Seb, no Ruben, no Fraser. So this is determining our starting positions for the feature. We'll just have to see how they come out when we get to there. Everyone warming up those tyres to get into the optimal tyre range. Only 13 cars in this one, not 15 like the other one, but when we get to the feature, it will be 28 drivers. A lot of quick drivers in this field, especially when we saw in quali top 15 only separated by a second. But when we get to that all grid feature race, it's all in for that prize pool of $200, proudly presented by TFH Hire, who has come aboard into the Legend Car E-Series as they do own the Legend Cars Australia IRL. And it's great to see him join in a little sim game known as iRacing to throw some prize money away and give it to some great fans who watch Legend Cars IRL and love driving these cars. But we will get underway soon. Everyone's still warming up those tyres as we only head through turn number 6. James Brett in that 4th position. Riley Skinner in 3rd. Joshua Beno in 2nd. And Paul Rogers in 1st. Paul Rogers, a new person in this Legend Car E-Series. Can he pull off a miracle and get his first win in this series? Or will it be Josh Beno for another one? Will it be Riley for another one? And will it be James for another one? Because James won on a penalty countback from Fraser Clegg from Heat 1 at Alton Park. Everyone is starting to get ready for racing. Paul Rogers will be controlling the pace. He will go on that green light and it will be all at it. Or all for it. Between everyone here today. We see in the background there Gary Grant just getting to the back of the field now. 13 drivers on the grid, which will eventually head into 28 for the feature race to determine the winner for the prize cash pool here at the Bend West. Wait for the green, waiting for it, and it's green flag running, and Ethan Johnson is already bump drafting James. James is all over the shop there. Now James has to go to the outside, and here comes Ethan bump drafting Paul down the main straight. We're going 4 wide down the main straight. Is someone going to make it 5? Or will it stay 4 wide now? Now it's back to 3 wide as Ethan Johnson has to back out of it there. That's Josh Thomas down towards into the first corner, but he locks up and goes back down the positions he's gained, but he's actually still up 3 positions heading through the first couple of corners. Riley Skinner's up in the first. Paul Rogers is in second. Ethan Johnson is in third. And Jackson is up in the fourth. Joshua Beno loses so many positions out of that. He's down in 6th after starting from second on the front row, but he's side by side with Drew Gibson now, heading through turn number 5. Probably one of the fastest corners on the track, heading into the tight hairpin. I see in the background 2 cars off. They'll rejoin safely though into the hard braking of turn 6. It's 3 wide, bit of contact between the two. I see in the background there's a bit of a spin of just focusing on this battle here. Joshua Thomas is down the inside to try getting the 3rd place. No, he have to wait there. A little bit of a slide job he tried to do there, keeping it nice and clean. Josh Beno and Jackson Whitehead side by side. Bit of contact between the two. James Brett's also down a couple of positions here. Riley Skinner, but Ethan Johnson, the big one out of that, who's up in the second now. Side by side they were, Jackson and Josh, and they get the moves done. And here comes James now to the inside on Jackson. Can he get the move done? James, a great driver in these series. Can he get the move done on Jackson and pull back to the racing line through the last corner? Not yet. Wait for it out of the last corner though. A bit of contact between the two, but they'll stay side by side. And here comes the toe. The toe's coming into play. Ethan Johnson, will he bump draft or will he go for it? He will bump draft. He wants to try and get away from Paul Rogers, but Paul Rogers has got that double slipstream. He's going to pull to the inside towards the first corner. Can he get the move done on both of them into the first corner? Paul Rogers is to the inside. It looks like he does get it done. I see in the background there, Jackson Whitehead is all the way off in the marbles there. I think he might have locked up or got a bit of hit under brake, and Paul Rogers, though, is down the inside of Riley Skinner. Can he get a position, or will he stay back down in 3rd place? I think he will, as they go side by side in the turn 5. Paul Rogers to the outside. No, he'll back out of that one. Joshua Beno, though, is back in the fray. He's up in the 4th, and he's already onto the back of this lead train. The top 9 still within all towing distance. There's James Brett to the inside. Josh Thomas can't get it done, and there's a spin. Paul Rogers, as they cut away, Paul Rogers has been spun round. He rejoins back into it, and Ethan Johnson now is battling it out with Riley Skinner. Riley Skinner to the inside on Ethan Johnson. out of turn number 8 into turn 9. He gets the move done, but they've got a great gap behind because now it looks like it's James Brett up in the third, Josh Thomas in the fourth, and Mark Heppel, who's in fifth. He's up 4 spots in this race. Joshua Beno having that there. When this dies down, this battle, I'll quickly have a look at the replay to see what happened. As I see, Jonathan Harris is down the inside. Josh Beno, can he get the move done? These two going side by side, and look in the background there, the number 54, Gary Grant, spins it around, but Joshua Beno gets the move done. We'll quickly have a look at what happened to Paul Rogers. So it was heading down into turn number 6. Did he try to go for an audacious move? No. Did he get clipped by anyone? Oh, he just tags the back of Riley, and that gets Benno as well. Benno might have a bit of front end damage there. Heading back to the live, as we see, it's only pretty wide down into T1. Mark Heppel battling it out with Josh Benno. I see Riley Skinner is battling it out, and there's contact between the two. Mark Heppel and Josh Benno. And Mark Heppel spun round. I don't know whose fault it was there. And Riley Skinner and Ethan Johnson are going all at it. They're all over the shop trying to get a move on each other. They're not working together. They're going at it for this race win. Riley Skinner's to the outside into turn number 6. Will he hold it, or will he try to get the switchback if Ethan Johnson breaks a little bit late into there? Riley Skinner is on the switchback. Can he get down the inside? All over the curb, heading into turn number 8 now. Switchback once again. These two have just been switchbacking each other the whole time this lap. James Brett in the background might be catching up soon. And Riley Skinner all over the curb there. You see the car picking up on the two wheels there. Joshua Thomas has crashed in the background. Bit of a shunt there. And there's a rollover. And there's Luke Walden. Luke Walden, he's rolling over. He's on his lid. A massive crash there. That might be a safety car. As I see in the background, it's Jonathan Harris. He's off in the boonies as well. Heading through the last corner, and there is a safety car. Everyone's starting to slow down now. The safety car coming out now. But since we don't have Colin Palmer, it is just going to be a lone safety car here for the leader, which will probably go on the next lap. But Luke Walden had a bit of a rollover there. Let's quickly go back and have a look at it while the safety car is underway. So see a spin in the distance there. It was Josh Thomas, and I believe he might have done a bit of a bad rejoin. I don't know, but that's Luke Walden. He rolled it. He's on the lid. All over the shop. And parks it right there, which bring out the safety car. Quickly go back and watch Josh Thomas's crash to see what happened there. Because his front end was a bit damaged, but that was after the contact there. Who was it? They climbed over the top of each other there. Someone trying to send it on probably an audacious move into there, and it looked like it too. Paul Rogers down the inside. Up to synchronized spinning, which collected the number 2 of Scott. And then that's when Luke had that rollover. Quickly look at from the gearbox cam of Josh Thomas. See the move coming into here. A bit of an audacious move straight down the inside. Be looking at that afterwards. And that's when the rollover happens in a second, waiting for it. There. That's when the contact is made. Heading back to our live. Ethan Johnson has control of the field. Will probably be going away racing in a second. He will control the field for the last 2 corners. Only 4 laps into it, so we've had 2 safety cars in that span of 2 races, and it always on that happening on that 3rd lap. Everyone in that little snake train, everyone bunched back up as well. So we're going to have even more racing when it comes to the green flag and the checkered. Through the second last corner, Ethan Johnson holding a bit of a gap there. Riley Skinner might want to try to close that a little bit there. He might have one more lap. They might go back racing. It just depends on where they're going to go. Or they might go for one more lap. I believe they're going to go for one more lap. Josh Thomas, though, I don't know what he's doing. Did not know what Josh Thomas is doing there. He's just gone ahead of the whole field, which I'm very confused about. Race control will be confused about that. I'm very confused even. But we'll keep going with it. Still Ethan Johnson who will be leading this. I think race control might be letting him through to fix their damage. And I believe that might be the case. I'm confused even about this. But whatever race control is saying right now, I believe he is letting those people fix their damage. Ethan Johnson needs to control the pace a bit. Just a little bit of ahead of Riley Skinner. Riley Skinner just needs to catch up onto it. 5 laps in. 3 laps to go. Heard someone join this Discord call. Brandon Madden. But lucky I'm on server deafened, so I can't hear anyone. Ethan Johnson actually loses to the rear a little bit there, watching that. We'll be heading onto racing soon, though, I believe. I don't know what Josh Thomas and everyone is doing right now. Josh Thomas is going at it. He's going full pace. The thing is, he's ahead of the field. Just give me a second here. I might need to join into the race control actions.
Hit car 3, do you copy? Safety car is in this lap. I'm going to have to DQ car number 3.
He's pulling over. I just saw him. He's pulling over.
He's pulling over. Okay.
And don't... Yeah, okay. Okay. Fixed it. So, safety car, though, will be coming in this lap, so we'll have to head to Ethan Johnson. He controls the pace. Waiting to go. He's gone green flag running, and Josh Banner with a beautiful start. He's already making a move on James Brett down into, well, not T number 1, doing it on the main straight. And now he's going to have the slipstream of Riley Skinner heading down into T number 1. I'll just quickly have a check at where Josh Thomas is parked, which is on the racing line there. So you might need to try and move off it a little bit there. Tell him to get onto the escape path that's a little bit ahead after the corner, because that is a very dangerous spot there. Jackson Whitehead's down the inside of Drew Gibson, gets the move done. He's getting back up through the field after having a bit of a incident before, and that's Mark Heppel spinning around, tag someone else, but they keep on going to 2, heading through turn number 5, and we'll be heading down into turn number 6, and Josh Thomas has that DQ, heading down into turn number 6, and it looks like Ethan trying to just defend there from Riley Skinner. It's a 4-way train so far, but we might be able to make it 5 when Drew Gibson gets involved. Drew Gibson doing really well here, having some pace. He's had pace here before from when we done our second round of the championship here at the Bend, where we done the international circuit. James Brett looking for a move, maybe on Josh Banner. Won't get the move done, just sit behind Riley Skinner, though, to the outside of Ethan Johnson. Can he get the move done right around? There's contact between the two. That's gonna, what's it called, light some flames in their heads, getting a bit of feisty between the two. Heading for the last corner, Ethan Johnson right around, losing the rear of the car, and Ethan Johnson's on the racing line, who collects 4 people with him down the main straight. Drew Gibson's involved, James Brett's involved, Riley Skinner's involved, and Ethan Johnson, who's gone over the top, but he's having a couple words there with Riley Skinner. And he's just put him in the wall, Ethan Johnson, and collects James Brett, and that's enough. I don't know why I'm laughing, but that's another rollover down the main straight. And Josh Benno has your lead, but the safety car has been called, and Jackson Whitehead's on the podium. This is pandemonium between everyone, especially Ethan, who gets really hot-headed there and takes out Riley Skinner on his own. Needs to calm himself down, because that is unacceptable there from Ethan Johnson. Needs to keep it down in the head. And he better not do anything silly here, because now he's got a meatball and needs to get back to the pits as he's crabbing. But if his car is too damaged, he might just have to pull it over. So safety car, though, again called out once again. And Joshua Benno is the one who leads it now. We'll be heading on to the last lap soon, which will be the next lap. Maybe safety car will come in this lap. Who knows? It just depends on what's going to go on. Abandon. Oh, bit of a voice crack there. Whoopsies. Pandemonium between everyone though. So I believe we might be able to get back racing once again. Josh Benno holding up the whole field. Ethan Johnson there in the background with that damaged car. He will come into the pit lane to get that thing repaired. Heading through the last corner as I hear a Discord join noise. Through the last corner. And what's going to happen? Josh Benno controlling the field. When will he go? He'll go whenever he wants. There's the car. You can see it lifting up, shifting through the gears. We're on the white flag. Who's going to take the win out here? And Jackson Whitehead will be hoping to get a win here. He's, what's it called? Benno trying to create a snake train here, weaving all over the track to try and not let Jackson get through. Jackson may he go to the inside down in T1. We're going to go 4 wide maybe. Paul Rogers is actually back into this battle once again after having that crash he's had before, and there's a bit of contact between the two. He needs to rejoin, and it's a crash between Jackson and Benno. Jackson trying to get off the racing line. Those two have spun around. I see in the distance there, Luke Walton spun too. Who's in the lead? It's Paul Rogers after being down in last place on the first lap. Having damage as well and pitting, he's back up the first, and Scott Andriski is actually up into second place now, and Jonathan Harris is up in the third. Drew Gibson, he has a very damaged car there, doesn't have a meatball, and he's up in the fourth after having a major shunt down the main straight. Riley Skinner trying to make a move, being really aggressive there on Drew Gibson, can't get it done though. And there goes James Brett down the inside of Riley Skinner. Those two are going to battle it out into turn number 8. And it looks like Riley Skinner will get it done. Drew Gibson trying to look for a move though on Scott, as Scott is down in the third. But it's Paul Rogers in first place and Jonathan Harris. Two teammates, these two. Might be a 1-2 for them. Drew Gibson looking for a podium. Can he make a move on Scott? Looking to the inside. No, he'll go to the outside into the second last corner. Can he get the move done? No, he'll get a nice switchback, Drew. Well, Drew might be on for his first podium here. To the last corner. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can. And James Brett's looking for one down the inside of Scott. Contact between the two. And that's Paul Rogers who will win Heat 2. And Jonathan Harris, there's a spin in the background. Jonathan Harris will finish second. Drew in third. And Riley Skinner in fourth. Gary Grant in fifth. Jackson sixth. And James Brett has had a big crash with Scott Andriski there out of the last corner. That race was very chaotic today. And now we're going to be heading into our feature race soon. But Paul Rogers is P1. He's gone from last, and he's P1. Ethan Johnson finishing with a very broken car. That was a very insane race. And now we head into our 5-minute warm-up. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back for the feature. Don't go anywhere. See you then. Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again. Had a little bit of a break there, a 5 minute warm up just to get some pens out. Got all the leaderboards on the left there. That's 28 people we have for this feature race today. Everyone getting ready for the grid. But we can quickly have a look at the grid to see where everyone's going to be starting. And it will be Sebastian Varndell, who starts on the front row after winning in the odds heat one. He'll start on that front row alongside Paul Rogers. Those two were the top two in quali, and they'll both start alongside each other for to go at it for this cash prize. Ruben Dan will start in third place. Jonathan Harris will be fourth. Fraser Clegg will be in fifth place. Drew Gibson in sixth. That's a great effort there for Drew to get up in the sixth after those races. Seventh place for Cooper Friend. Riley Skinner in eighth. Ollie Stevens in ninth. Gary Grant in 10th. Joseph Parkinson in 11th. And Jackson in 12th. As we go down for the rest of the grid, as I don't know why it's not working. There we go. I know why. That one. Jacob Higgins is in 13th, Joshua Benno in 14th, Daniel Cox in 15th, Luke Walden in 16th, Tim Reed in 17th, Mark Heppel, who was doing really well in that second race, had a bit of an unfortunate incident there. He starts down in 18th spot. George Miles in 19th, Scott Andriski having a crash on that final corner. He starts down in 20th, Cody Metcalf 21st, Ethan Johnson 22nd, Brandon Madden 23rd, James Brett down in 24th. He has a big drive to come back if he wants to win that $200 or even get the prizes on for first, second, and third. Heading down through the last couple people on the grid, it is, let me get down, there we go, Ty Seville 25th, Chase Tippett, we don't mind him, he's the race control, Colin Palmer, we don't mind him too, and Ryan Taborski starting on the back foot. He's actually made it back from work. Can he go from a last to first and win here? He'll have to play it smart, can't be too aggressive. Watch out for him. Watch on the leaderboard for R. Taborski to see how many positions he makes up in this 20-minute feature. Lights are at the top of your screen, and now we are going to wait for this race start. 28 cars on the grid, well 26 who starts, I believe, because Timmy Reed isn't on the track, well 25 actually. It will be because Timmy Reed isn't starting this race. So 25 on the grid, still a great effort from everyone registering and checking in for the racing today. In it for the cash prize. Heading down into turn number 6 so far. Some people will be getting penalties for what they had in that last race. A lot of incidents that occurred. They might get some end of lines depending on. Oh, it looked like Sebastian if he's spun on the formation that they blinks out for a second and comes back. So though, we are going to have a great race here today. The feature. This is the one everyone is keen for. Get their starting positions for the race. And who is going to take out the $200 in first, the $50 in second, and the 25 iRacing credits, $25 worth of iRacing credits in third place. It is going to be a close one today. Paul Rogers and Sebastian Varndell, the two quick ones here. These two are going to battle it out. Ruben Dan, though, is here in the fray. Fraser Clegg, too, doing well. Starting in fifth position, he will be starting in. Cooper Friend there, and he will start seventh, and Drew Gibson in sixth. But the safety car will peel off on the left, and we're going to get underway here at the bend. Who is going to take out the win? Waiting for the green flag to drop. Look at the top of your screen for the green. And it's green flag running, and we're gone. And Fraser Clegg's already been spun on the main straight. And Drew Gibson rejoins it. That's a massive crash already down the main straight. Everyone losing a couple positions down there. That might be already a safety car straight away because someone's on their lid. They've done a wheelie down there. Safety car might come out straight away as we're heading down to the first corner, waiting for the safety car call. Free wide between Ollie Stevens, Jacob Higgins, and Cooper Friend. There is contact between the two. They catch each other on their wheel-to-wheel contact through turn number 3. And Ollie Stevens looks to stay firm out there. And as I said, Ryan Taborski's already up 13 spots. And there, that's what I said. Look at it on the left there. Ryan Taborski already up 13 spots, but he's battling it out with James Brett, heading down into turn number 6. Down the inside, maybe Rumineno. He tries it around the outside. Can he get the move done? No. Has to wait it out. Fraser Clegg, though, all the way down. He had a massive shunt there. He's going down the inside of Luke Walden. Sebastian Varndell, they're still leading your race. The two, I can't remember what their sim teams were called again with Paul Rogers. Let me quickly get it up so it doesn't look bad on me. There, he doesn't even have it on his thing, so I don't even know. But Ollie Stevens in the background, that yellow flag means he has a slow down heading into turn number 11. Seeing a diverse top 6 so far. Heading through the last corner. And a little bit of wide action there. Cooper Friend, wide action too. He's all over the grass. He rejoins safely. Ollie Stevens serving his slowdown on the inside down the main straight. Paul Rogers getting the slipstream off Ruben Dan. Will he try go to the inside in the T1? No, he won't. He'll wait it out. But he's going to follow on the inside with Ruben Dan because he goes for on Sebastian. Sebastian's going to try to go around the outside. Ruben Dan parks it on the apex. And there's Paul trying to get a move done on Sebastian into turn number 3. Riley Skinner's in the fray too. Down the inside goes Paul Rogers on Sebastian. Can Sebastian hold it around the outside? No, he cannot. Maybe getting the side draft, which will lead us on into turn number 5. And see in the background there, that's Ryan Taborski who's actually spun. And through turn number 5, Paul Rogers loses it. And now he's under pressure from Riley Skinner heading down into turn number 6. See in the background, a bit of was a 2 wide action there. Paul Rogers is all the way down now into 4th. Ryan Taborski though had a bit of a crash. Now he has to try and make his way back through. I'll quickly have a look there. Joshua Benno's actually had a crash there. I don't know who it was with, but we'll check some replays in a second. George Mars is actually now up in the 8th, 11 spots up, gets down the inside of Ollie Stevens. Ollie Stevens now is under pressure from Jacob Higgins. Jacob Higgins to the inside. Heading towards the main straight. Ryan Taborski will quickly have a look at what happened with him. Quickly have a look what happened. Oh, he's just spun it on his own. He's hit the back of Ollie Stevens and quickly with Josh Benno. I have to quickly have a look. That's not even Josh Benno. We'll have a look at that soon. Because down the main straight, side-by-side action between Ruben Dan and Sebastian. And here comes Paul Rogers. He's looking to the inside. Look at the snake train action already. And Joseph Parkinson's actually up in the 5th spot there. Joseph will be trying to come back there. Riley Skinner's around the outside. Sebastian can't get the move done. Paul's on the outside of Ruben, which was changed to the inside, but then Ruben will have the inside for turn number 3. And Riley Skinner up in the 2nd from 8th spot on the grid. Jacob Higgins is having a great battle there with George Miles and Ollie Stevens. Ollie Stevens trying to go right around the outside. Can he get the move done on George Miles? No, he cannot. George Miles will hold it. Now he's on the outside. Jacob Higgins getting squeezed all over to the grass. Can he hold it around the outside? No, he cannot. Now Ollie Stevens is going to have a run down the inside. Can he get it done? Heading down to turn number 6. Trying it around the outside. I don't think he can. Heading back to the leads because now Riley Skinner's into the lead on Sebastian Vallandale. Riley's going to have it down the inside into the next corner of turn number 8. Gets the move done. Will Sebastian try for a switchback? No, he's going to wait it out. So everything very calm and tame right now. No one having any incidents of their own. As I see Sebastian Vallandale down the inside now. O'Reilly Skinner gets the move done. A little bit of contact between the two. Maybe O'Reilly running a little bit wide on his own. I see down the inside is Jonathan Harris on Cooper Friend. Heading through the last corner. We have a top 5 train battle here. This is insane to watch. They're all in it as I see Jacob Harris is all... Oh no, Jonathan Harris. Sorry about that. Just Jonathan. I don't know why I'm saying Jacob, but they're all over the shop going through the last corner and down the main straight. They're free wide, and it looks like Seb gets the move done. And look at this, a 5-way train. Joseph Parkinson is in it now. And Paul Rogers trying to go for a move, loses the rear, and now he's back down. Joseph Parkinson done a bit of a 2-wheelie action there. And they keep it clean, though. Jackson Whitehead, Drew Gibson, Ethan Johnson a lap down after having that incident they've had, or maybe they just haven't crossed the line yet. I believe they just haven't crossed the line. Yeah, that's why it says they're a lap down. Heading through turn number 5 though, into turn number 6. Riley Skinner's to the outside. These two not giving it up. They're in it for the cash prize. A little bit of contact under braking. And Sebastian parks it on the apex nicely. Now Ruben Dan's going to have a bit of a run. Right on the rear of Riley Skinner. Joseph Parkinson on the rear of Paul Rogers too. Will he look for a move into turn number 8? No, he won't. Sebastian still holding this lead away. George Miles is actually down the inside of James Brett in the background. But he got it back. Yeah, well, what's good? He lost a couple positions. He's got it done back once again. Ollie Stevens, though, is down in 15th. He must have had a crash with someone. Have a look in a second while this battle is a bit tame. We'll quickly have a look at what happened with Ollie Stevens. Who was it with? Was it with George Miles? Oh, yes, it was. A bit tough to tell there. And Daniel Cox trying to avoid it. He avoids it nicely. Sebastian Vallandale, the leader of this train. They're going to go free wide down the main straight. Paul Rogers is having a great view as well as Joseph Parkinson. The two bump drafting each other in the background because they want to try catch up and be in the chance of a podium spot. See in the background there, it looks like Cody Metcalf's all over the dirt into the first corner we go. Free wide action, maybe no. It settles down, and it looks like Ruben Dan gets the move done on Riley Skinner and Sebastian. And Riley sitting back down in second once again. Oh, I've cut away at the last second. It looks like, what's it called? Paul Rogers had a bit of a shunt there with, I don't know who it was, couldn't really see it, but now he has to do all that work once again to catch back up. Ruben Dan actually has a bit of a gap here. Joseph Parkinson, a bit of a gap too. So Ruben Dan opened up a bit of a gap. Might have been Joseph and Paul maybe. Heading down into turn number 6 of the hairpin onto the West Circuit. And Ruben Dan has a 6/10 lead, but they need to try and reel that back in if they want any chance of that first spot in the feature. Only 7 minutes in, 13 minutes to go. Road's a little bit dry. A lot of people have moved up so many spots in this race, especially Mark Heppel up 10 spots, George Miles up 10 spots, Ty Seville up 15 spots, actually James Brett up 13. A lot of people making the spots they need. And Fraser Clegg, he is reeling everyone back in, but can he make it? Will there be a safety car to redeem himself in this race? Don't know why there wasn't one on the start, but we just roll with it for now. Heading down the main straight as Ruben Dan, Joseph Parkinson. Here comes Joseph Parkinson, first time in the lead. He's up 10 spots. He takes the lead of the race, but Ruben's going to go straight back to the inside. He's having none of it, or is he trying to defend from Riley Skinner, which I think he is. Round the outside, can Riley Skinner get the move done on Ruben Dan? Yes, he does. A beautiful move from Riley Skinner. Moves himself up into the second spot. Joseph Parkinson into first from being 11th on the grid. This is a great comeback drive for Joseph. Can he pull off the win, or will there be some late drama? See in the background, Jacob Higgins and Cooper Friend having a great battle there. Through turn number 5. This is where everyone's trying to make a move, and it looks like Ruben's going to force the gap. Try get it down the inside as Riley's going around the outside. Riley Skinner trying to turn in down when Joseph was still there. And it looks like Riley Skinner spins himself over the top of Joseph, rejoins back into this race, but now it's Ruben Dan back into the lead. And Sebastian in third, and Joey back down in second. Paul Rogers trying to catch back up into this train, and now Riley is in the clutches of Jacob and Cooper. Quickly have a look back at that. Really need to see this from a different camera angle. Here we go, this will be a good one here. No, that wasn't a good one. Maybe this one, quickly go back. I think he tried to start turning down, but we'll have to have a look after the race. But here, side-by-side action, Joey's getting the side draft down this main straight. Will Joey get to the lead into T number 1, or is the bump drafting from Seb and Ruben enough to keep ahead? But it's Joey down the inside. He gets it done. Gets it done to Sebastian, but Sebastian's looking for a switchback as Joey is loose on the exit into turn number 3. He goes around the outside, maybe to try to get a switchback down under, but he can't get it done out of turn number 3. As Joey still in third place. He loses a spot. Oh, a little bit of bump drafting there. Didn't go according to plan. A little bit squirrely all over the place. See Josh Benno having a bit of competition from Brandon Madden, who's on the tail. And Sebastian Vandel trying to go around the outside into first place. Can he get it done on Ruben Dan? Maybe. It's side by side. Seb is all over the shop. And there's Joey to capitalize on it. Gets the move done. But now Sebastian has the inside for turn number 8. And what's it called? Sebastian has got down the inside of Ruben too. Ruben goes wide, and now Sebastian went from third to first. But it's getting really dry here. A lot of yelling, but it's a great race going on. Heading down into turn number 11, the second last corner on the track. These three still battling it out, but Paul Rogers is in the background, and he's coming back at him. Riley Skinner still with the pressure of Jacob and Cooper. Maybe they could work together to try and bring it back in this race. Heading out of the last turn. Down the main straight, and it's Seb, Ruben, Joey, and then Paul in fourth down the main straight. Here comes Joey. He's looking for another overtake while they're both bump drafting, but I think the side draft's actually working this time because Joey is nearly up in the first. In fact, he is in the first, into the first corner, and thus Joey up in the P1, and Ruben hitting the rear of Seb, and it looks like he lost the rear a bit then. I see down the inside, that is Ty Seville on Ollie Stevens, gets the move done, and Ollie Stevens is actually under pressure from Mark Heppel, and a bit of contact there between the 57 and 14. heading through turn number 5, and it's Joey who's up in the first once again. But here comes Seb, a beautiful slipstream down and maybe into turn number 6, and he's defending to the inside. Joey not giving this one up. Still 9 minutes left in this race, 8.5 now basically, and out into turn number 7. And it looks like Seb looking for it on the inside. Can he get the move done? No, he cannot. And is he going to try to get a switchback to head into turn number 9 and 10? Yes, he is. Down the inside. Joey, though, holding it around the outside. These two still giving it their all, even though they still have about 8 minutes left in this race. Joey's still holding the lead. That's going to bring Cooper, Fred, and Jacob Higgins into it if these three keep battling, and maybe 4 soon, because here comes Paul once again. Out of turn number 11. See on the leaderboard on the left, George Miles has a slowdown. A great battling there in the background between James Brett and Mark Heppel side by side. We'll quickly go back down further in the field. Fraser Clegg making a great comeback drive here. Ryan Zaborski just stuck in a bit of a train here. Still making up spots. He's up 14 spots in this race. And just everyone a bit of a gaps behind. Down the main straight though. Look at this. Squeezing him to the right. Then he defends right onto the white line. Just white lining it down to Tina 1. Ruben Dan, can he go straight around the outside of both of them? Yes, he can. Beautiful move from Ruben Dan. Gets it back up in the first place. So Joey, a bit of a loser out of that. And I see Ty Seville, Ollie Stevens, and James Brett battling it out. And that's Ty Seville and Ollie making contact. Ollie spun around. And Josh Benno in the background there, catching onto that train. We'll try to get some more positions here. Through... Wait a second. I've just realised Sebastian Vandel, he's down in our 7th spot. What's happened there? We'll quickly have a look and see what happened. Because he's one of the main contenders. So I cut away when it happened. What happened? Did he tag the rear? Oh, he did. He tags the rear and spins it. And we keep heading it back there. Sebastian Vandel will not be too happy about that. His chances are starting to slip away. But if these three now keep battling, he can get back up into there. Because Riley Skinner in the background there is catching up. This could be a 7-card train. Sorry, really coughing there. Fraser Clegg battling it out with George Miles in the background. He'll get the move done. Daniel Cox, also first time coming in this race, in 17th so far. That's about nearly mid-pack, so he's doing well there in the Legend Cars. In the background there, Cooper Fran losing the rear a bit there. And down the main straight, everyone's slowing down. I believe actually the safety car is out. The safety car is out in this race, and we've got 6 minutes left. So why was the safety car called here? Just quickly have a look, because there was some people having some incidents, maybe? No, that's just Jonathan going wide. Oh, maybe here. I can't really see. George Miles spinning. No, keeps it going. I'm very confused about that one. It's just what the race control is saying right now, but the safety car is out. And this is going to bring the field so much more closer. But that's going to allow Fraser Clegg to try get through. He's going to pull some aggressive moves here if he wants to get up in towards that top 3. Ryan Taborski too, up 16 spots. Not the biggest mover, as Ty Seville is the biggest mover with 17. 5 minutes left to go in this race. When will the safety car come in? Will we keep it up for a lap? Maybe 2 laps with the TFH higher Audi RS3 safety car on the track. Colin Palmer, our driver. You know what? Let's get a gearbox cam here of the safety car. That's the cockpit. A beautiful onboard. Or with the safety car. Here's the gearbox cam. You can see everyone lining up. Safety car, I think, is peeling away. So we got the safety car out for a little bit. So now the safety car is peeling away straight away already. So heading back to Ruben Dan, who's going to control our pace. So we've had a brief safety car there. Everyone trying to rejoin back. A lot of people, though, very far back, like Jackson Whitehead and that. Heading through the last corner. And Ruben Dan, he's put the pedal to the floor, and we're racing. Jacob Higgins is through on Riley Skinner, but he has to give that back because he might have overtaken under the, what's it called? The before the control line, which I think he might have. But look at this, snake chain already happened. And Joey Parkinson is right on the rear, heading down the first corner. A bit of bump drafting. Maybe they just want to get away. But will he try it around the outside into T1? Maybe. Can't get the move done. Bit of a bad camera angle here. Riley Skinner under pressure from the two of Cooper Friend and Jacob Higgins. Oh, contact there. Or did Riley just hit too much curb? Looked away from the screen for a second. And I told you, Fraser Clegg's already making some desperate moves to try and get through. He's already down the inside of Brandon. I think he might have had a little bit of contact there. Not Riley. Ryan Zaborski hasn't moved the spot just yet. Joey in first place by 3 tenths. Paul Rogers in the background looking for it. Look at this. Sebastian Vandel on the grass, heading down into turn number 6. They're all just trying to find some spots there, trying to look for the toe, as I see, and there's a crash there, and that's Fraser Clegg gone. I think it might have been Brandon who's tagged him under the braking zone. So now Fraser Clegg has lost a couple of positions there. Ryan Zaborski's in 12th still, and then there's Ruben Dan down the inside now, with Joey Parkinson cutting back to the lead. This is an insane train here that we're seeing. Ty Seville's up in the 7th so far. That's 18 spots. James Brett is up in the 8th. That's 16 spots. Everyone's coming through. I don't know who is even going to win this race soon. Into the second last corner. Look at all of them. The congestion of legend cars here at the bend. We still got a lot of racing to go. Don't know when the white flag's going to come out. Out of the last corner, Ruben Dan's wide. Joseph Parkinson is going to go to the inside. Ethan Johnson, though, losing a lot of spots. I think Ethan Johnson might have got a penalty, maybe. I don't know. No, he spun in the background, pulling over. Look at this. We're nearly 4 wide. We're going to go 4 wide down the T1, maybe even 5 wide. Bump drafting. Cooper Friend on Joey Parkinson. Joey's going to the inside. Can Joey get the move? Cooper Friend's down the inside. It's very close between all of them. They keep it clean. Bit of door-to-door racing. And it's Riley Skinner who's actually come out of it into first place. Look at all this. They're all climbing over the top of each other. Riley Skinner and Joey Parkinson have got a bit of a gap, but everyone's still going at it. It's trying to look on the leaderboard. 13 cars in this battle. See Daniel Cox there, who is the lone strangler, trying to get back into it. Sebastian Vandel, he's got a black flag, so he has got the 20X. So he has a drive-through now, heading down into turn number 6. A little bit of contact between Riley, Sebastian, and Ruben. And now he's Ty Seville's to the inside of Ruben there, but can't get the move done. James Brett trying to go around the outside. I see Joey Parkinson's to the lead. Riley Skinner's down in the third, and Cooper Friend is up in the second spot. I believe the next lap will be the last lap. We'll be able to see because it doesn't tell me on my live timing, but I believe it will be the last lap. Cooper Friend looking to the inside, can't get the move done, but everyone's going to go all at it. Josh Benno's up in the 8th now. So we're on the last lap. Anything could happen through the last corner. I believe we're heading on to our last lap. I'm going to count it as the last lap because, yes, Joey's already defending it. So down the main straight we go. We're getting the wall cam. Everyone hugging the white line on our final lap here at the bend for the TFH Legend Cars Australian title. It's side by side, Cooper Friend and Joey Parkinson. Here comes Paul Rogers. Oh, Riley Skinner has tried to pull out and he spun the top 4 down the main straight. And there's a massive shunt going down. Ruben Dan's up into the lead. Ty Seville's second, but he's spun it. So Ruben Dan takes it to the lead. And Ryan Zaborski's up in the 4th. If you look at the leaderboard there, everyone is up so many positions, but Ruben Dan is the one who makes it out of it, and he's up into first now. But Riley Skinner, I don't know what he was doing. He tried to pull to the outside, but not Joey, as I see a roll in the background, Riley Skinner was side by side with Paul, and he turns towards Paul, and that's what caused a top 4 into there. Look at this, 3 wide into turn number 6, and Ryan Zaborski's nearly spun. He gets tagged from the behind. Ruben Dan's still going at it. Heading through turn number 9 and 10, and Ruben Dan, he started from third on the grid, but Ruben Dan, he's coming across the last 2 corners. He has the lead, and I think he's going to keep it. I see in the background, Ryan Zaborski's still battling out. Fraser Clegg's there too. Ryan Zaborski spinning, tags Fraser in the background. Everyone's spinning there, but Ruben Dan will come across the line. That's $200 to Ruben Dan. Ruben Dan will get it. James Brett will get $50 for second place, and Jacob Higgins will get third for the $25 in iRacing credits. But bravo to Ruben Dan. And there's a lot of incidents to look back through on that final lap as everyone's spinning across the line after the checkered flag. Everyone making it through, though. That was a chaotic race today. But Ruben Dan, congratulations to him. That is $200 going towards you. James Brett, congratulations as well. $50 to you and $25 to Jacob Higgins in third place for iRacing credits. But bravo to Ruben Dan doing the doys to celebrate. Bravo. But as I say, I want to see what happened down this main straight. Yeah, Riley Skinner. I don't know what he was thinking there. If I go back, I don't know if he tried to tag someone. He didn't get tagged from behind, or did he tag the back? Try to get a good camera angle here. I don't know what was happening there, but that's what caused it. And Ruben Dan went straight through to the lead, and that was a major crash down there. And I feel so bad for all of them. They raced clean all the way through, and that's how it happened. Your results, though, from that feature race, it is Ruben Dan who rounds it out as the winner. That's $200 towards his way. James Brett will get the 50 in second place, and Jacob Higgins with the 25 in third. Great job between all three of them. James Brett, though, 22 spots in that race. He went from 24th to second. Jonathan Harris will finish in fourth. Mark Heppel in fifth. Josh Benno sixth. Ollie Stevens seventh. Brandon in eighth. Cody Metcalf in ninth. Joseph Parkinson in 10th. Riley Skinner in 11th, which had that crash down that main straight. Fraser Clegg in 12th, Daniel Cox 13th, Luke Walton 14th, Ryan Taborski 15th, great drive there, Gary Grant, Paul Rogers, Scott Andriski, Drew Gibson, Jackson Whitehead will keep going down through the results. Going down, it's Jackson Whitehead, I said Jackson Whitehead earlier, George Mars, Cooper Friend, Ty Seville, Ethan Johnson, Sebastian Vardell, and those last three, we don't count them because they weren't in that. I don't know if we'll get, well, we've got the race winner here so far. If I can get off server definitely, we only got the race winner so far, waiting for the other podiums. I'll quickly get their pings in. So it's James Brett, Roadrunner, and Jacob Higgins. Get them two in here. Already just waiting for them to get in. Just have to wait. But insane racing out there today in that feature, especially with that crash down the main straight, which Ruben slid on straight through to get the win. I'll just start off with Ruben while we wait for our podium goers. Ruben, Dan, that's $200 towards your way. Great racing out there, especially in Heat 1 and the feature. With the crash happening in front of you two, you slid straight on through to take the lead. Didn't make a mistake on that final lap. How's it feel?
Yeah, thanks, Aiden. It's really good, a lot of them crashed at the end there, but I did lead majority of the race, so I just thought on the last lap I was like, the slipstream's massive, just try to stay in the game, and exactly what happened. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the $200. So thanks to TFH for throwing that up there, and thanks to CXC.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts though as well. That well, probably midway through the race, there was a lot of battling going on there. What was your mindset through there? Just were you trying to keep it clean, going for moves when you can? What you feel through those scenarios?
So look, it's a 20-minute race, so I just tried to stay in there and not do anything too aggressive until right at the end. Luckily, the top three all took each other out, which helped me a lot. But yeah, just trying to be smart and focus on the end result.
Yeah. So what's it called? That's $200 towards your way. If you just chuck us, we'll just chuck me in my DMs, your bank details, and we'll get that straight to you within the next couple days. So
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually giving that to second place if they like. Yeah, I'm not too fussed.
well, what's it called? We'll talk about that after when the stream is finished, but we'll go to quickly second place. James Brett, that's 22 spots up in that race. He's gone from 24th to second. He's taken his time to get through the field, had a couple of incidents through some other races, but James, how was that?
Um, Overall, it was pretty good. I had a few incidents in the heat race which I wasn't happy about. I started from where it was P24. But to make my way through the field, it feels pretty good. Um, Unlucky for everyone who crashed on that final lap. I don't know what happened. I just saw a puff of smoke and just went pedal to the metal and drove straight through it. But look, overall, it was a pretty good race. Thanks to TFH for putting up that money. Um, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, just a quick one here. What was your mindset going into this race? You're starting 24th, basically on the back foot, but managed to get through the second. But what was just the mindset that you had to have in there just to get through and make sure you could get probably a top 10, but even better, top three?
Um, Really, it was just I don't know, drive as aggressively as I can. To be honest, like I don't know. Usually when I'm riled up or annoyed, as some people may know, I drive a lot more aggressively than what I do when I'm calm. And it was more of a just try and work with my teammates, try and work with FCR, and try and make up as many positions as I can. And didn't expect to get P2, but here we are.
Well, great job to you. Massive effort there. 24th to second. James, that's $50 straight towards your way. Chuck me your bank details in my DMs and we'll get it to you.
Will do. Cheers. Thank you.
And now we go to third place. It is Jacob Higgins. He done well out there, 10 spots from 13th on the grid. I think he was looking for a podium, but I think he was just looking for a top five, even out there, starting from that far down. But Jacob, how was it out there?
Oh, it's pretty good. Bit of chaos. Didn't expect to come through to where I was, but good result in the end.
Yeah, it looked pretty good out there. It looked very feisty. On the, what's it called? uh, First couple laps, you were on the back foot because the front leaders did get away, but at the end, you brought it back, and especially that front straight crash, that brought you right back into it. But congratulations, that's $25 of iRacing credits I'll go towards your way. So you don't need to give us your bank details because we can put it straight in there for you through your name.
All right, thank yous.
No worries. So that is the end here for the Legend Car or TFH Legend Car E-Series. I'm your host, Aiden Williams. $200 straight towards Ruben's way. Bit of chaotic racing. We'll have to get that fixed before our next round. But to everyone there, good night, and we'll see you for the next one. Trying to think on the next round of the calendar, it is Adelaide, so we'll see you.